Hello everyone, Stens here. We're back with some Cultist Simulator. So we recently recruited Pope Clifton, a bellowing and unorthodox Catholic with a mystic streak and an untrimmed beard. We didn't recruit him, but we found him. Lips of the Mantis. Little mystique, not a bad thing to have. Let's go ahead and see if, well, we don't need to recruit him just yet, because we'll wait for something nice that we can trap. Wouldn't hurt to keep building our mystique at the end here. Maybe I'll take it to the streets. Talk of esoteric matters. We're not accepting our life of working. Should we perhaps explore for some more locations? We could use a furtive truth. See if we can find another place to explore out in the Shire. Shires, I should say. Odd nooks remain in the quiet countryside, here and there. Those who know where to look. Let's hope that's us. Now we're really trying to solve the Stagdoor's riddle, which says, what are the words that make sacrifice sweet? We probably just need to read a specific book. Okay, we got a glimmering from that. We have much we can do with that. How'd our day job go? Standard fare, plenty of money. Back into the grind. Interests and interludes are likely to give us some contentment. We read the 6 letters on necessity. Even the sun can be divided, though it requires the forge of days for its division. Smith's secret. Cool. Can always use more forge lore. Erudition. Nice. What do we got up here for despair? Clear that out. A little fleeting reminiscence, no problem. And really, we need to be making sure we're reading books here. Do I know Sanskrit? Can I speak Sanskrit? I can't yet, but someone will be able to teach us that. How about this one? An Introduction to Histories. 17th century mystic and antiquarian Claude Hersault describes divergent incidents in the 5 major histories. I say we read it. The prologue warns at length of the iniquities of one Julian Cosley, former colleague who Hersault now describes darkly as a worm of worms. Worms mean something in this. It seems Cosley advised Hersault early in the writing of the book, but Hersault later became suspicious. Let's find out more about this after we read it. I think reading books will be the best way we can potentially find a solution to our riddle. Contentment from that, from trysts and interludes. We'll leave our dreaming open. Not much we need to go after right now. Speeding it up. One of these new patrons can teach us Sanskrit. Greek scholar, yes. She's the Sanskrit scholar. Okay. Well, we found a location. Gladwyn Lake. And it looks like the evidence has now decayed. So we might be able to just start going after this. Beneath the stark slopes of the fells, the mist-wreathed surface of the lake waits. There was a twin altar here before the Romans came, and a legend of a serpent who was sent to defile that altar. Well, that's interesting. Wouldn't mind just heading there now. Do we have enough people who can really take advantage of that? We have a couple of disciples. A winter disciple, an edge disciple, and a lantern disciple. Well, Slee and Rose will head on down, because that gives us kind of a nice set of things. We have a little lantern, got some fighting. Let's see, beneath the surface of the lake, or in some cliffside nook, perhaps some relics remain for us yet. Well, let's send these two to try to find it. I mean, only good things can happen. Well, that's absolutely not true. After I said that, I realized that's false. Bad things can happen out there in the field, but the cult can't just be sitting around here twiddling our thumbs all day. Like, we gotta get out there and do cult business. There's a little bit of fascination going on here. That's really no problem, because we don't have any problem with that right now. Let's see what happened from our book. Her salt identifies blood, silver, design, and the worms as the central axes of each of the histories, and claims that the so-called second history is the true one. Okay, so this is some big picture stuff. So all that gave us was an occult scrap. This doesn't really help us. This book was kind of not what we were looking for, and that's okay. We'll simply read Traveling at Night. It's another Christopher Iopoli classic, sometimes called the only readable occultist. Literate, entertaining, bewildering, and this is the third volume. I'm not sure I've read this one yet. Iopoli's disquisitions on fire and the unburnt god are interrupted by passages of distractingly erotic poetry addressed to Baldomira. Well, I'm intrigued by this. Let's read it. Hey, the expedition continues. What do we have to go against? The younger sister. This is our obstacle. One obstacle. Mother of Ants was born amongst serpents. She has so many younger sisters. It can be defeated in battle, or it will respond to the mother's power. Boy, I don't know quite what the mother's power is, but if I hear defeated in battle, then all we need to do is just send out more edge guys. Yes? Victor is edge. Why doesn't he get out there? Alright, we finished our day job. We're just going to keep working on that. It just never hurts to be filthy rich, you know? Off to work. Off to that daily grind. A lot of our crime seems to be withering away. That's good. I'm going to learn me some Sanskrit after this. What do we get here? Well, I found a hanger-on. And these are fine. I mean, these are sacrificial people. It's really not that big of a deal. And more mystique is really not a problem. It helps dilute that notoriety. But I really want to talk to her and see if she'll teach me Sanskrit. So, Sulokchana stubs out her cigarette. Yes, if you want to study the language with me, yes, you can. Was there something else? No, that's what I want. I want you to teach me Sanskrit. Subject is... topic of conversation. Money? I don't know. It's like we can talk about anything. I'm gonna leave it blank and see if that will... Or I'll just be like, here's a money? I don't know what she wants. Let's just talk to her and see what that means. Okay, our strength is considerable. Eyes like gas lamps, fangs like stalactites. A great serpent is a powerful foe, but so are we. Do we want to send just more stooges to potentially be able to fight that? Do we have any other edge guys who are just chomping at the bit to get out there? We have a little bit of winter, but that's not quite what we need. Pawns will do it. Could put us to 10. If I could get to 10 edge, I have a feeling that that is going to put us quite a bit over, but it's going to take another minute and a half to keep loading up all these pawns. Really good question. I'm going to just go with considerable strength and say that this is enough, and we're just going to send in these three and just try to beat up this thing. We're going to beat on this snake. I hope that they will... She doesn't need anything to teach me the thing. Uh-oh. Investigation happening. And he grabbed the notoriety, of course. That's exactly my luck. Whatever, he's still a bumbling fool, and I'm not overly concerned. He lost his last evidence. I think he has to start over from scratch. So, let him mess around. What about this? Oh, to reach the stag door, which I already have. I believe that you really need... all you really need is to want something enough. Okay. But I've never wanted anything that much, except, of course, Baldemera. We heard about this person. And I'm very much afraid that the knot in the story is this. What Baldemera wants is the stag door. I know, I'm trying to get through it. But here's something I learned in Persia. Perhaps it'll teach you what you want. Okay? Erudition. Fine. And another Smith's secret. Well, that's not what I want. But if that's how it's going to be... What did I get from this fascination thing? Reminiscence, no problem. I guess we'll study another book. Chion at Abydos. We already read a description to this in a previous episode. The entity called Chion, sorry if I'm pronouncing that right, arrives in a blizzard and demands the city gates are barred. As Abydos falls under her spell, the dead return but do not speak. It sounds a little wintry. We'll see what we get from that. If it's a double of a lore, you know, we can always combine them to make bigger lores later. Alright, day job complete. 58. Is that 58 gold? Man, are we rich. At some point, we're going to be able to just quit this place and become a painter. To be like, look, we're going to be able to afford this indefinitely. I don't know how much money we need to, quote, retire, but I feel like we're getting pretty close. An injury? An expedition member has fallen? Rose is dead? Did I hear that correctly? Well, that sucks. I don't want to send more money. I want these people to run away now, because we need to get her up. Please don't be dead. Their wounds are grievous. Heal them with a talk? Ah, Rose, no! Let's flee from this place. She's disappointed that my chat with her did nothing. Well, we'll have to figure out how she teaches us to be a scholar. We haven't learned how to do that. But let's heal Rose. What can I heal? Well, I should just spend money on her. Perhaps now they'll survive, but there are limits to what the human body can sustain. So we're going to run away from this thing. This was a disaster. And you can't win them all, alright? I mean, not only did we not figure out how to do that, but, serpent's eyes rear up like swelling river. Its eyes are stilted pits of hunger. Perhaps the serpent will respect the power we bear? Maybe, maybe this lantern will be enough to bring it down? Do I have anyone else who speaks lantern around here? I don't think I have another follower that does that. I know we wanted another one, but... no. Okay, did he get evidence? Yeah, he made tentative evidence again. Look at you, we're so proud of you. You figured it out. Okay, so we read this thing. Alright, for 8 years the city is a place of slow death, frosty ecstasy, and silent beauty. But in the 9th year a conspiracy of shouts is mounted against the quiet that Chion demands. The conspirators open the city gates, and a scarred man comes to drag Chion out by the hair. Summer returns, but the conspirators die of remorse. Interesting story. The White Ceremony. Okay, so it was winter. When I speak it, my lips don't crisp with frost. Each time, this is surprising. Okay. Always nice to get some more of that. So that book wasn't entirely useless. We're just gonna hope that, like, Slee can cut through this thing. Or I'm not giving them more money, so hopefully they just leave, and we'll come back later with a healed rose. What's our next book? This thing's in Greek. Well, we have to translate it first. Have we read this one already? I feel like maybe we have. Marked with the tripled sign of arcane contemplative order known as the Sisterhood of the Knot in Greek. If I've read it, fine, but we're going to translate it now. Oh, I really hope these guys are able to get away from that serpent. Till we get What's-Her-Face back. Back, it's too much for us. Once again, we're gonna have, like, someone die. Boy, did we get our butt kicked over there. So we ran into this location and just got slaughtered by a serpent. Of course that would happen to me. Of course. The wound is healed, but there's a scar. What's your scar give you? Gave her more edge. She's now 7 edge. She's just totally ready to go. Now, if it keeps us in here and doesn't have us flee, then I'll be able to send Rose right back in. I'm gonna try giving her money and see if that does anything. The cop is back now? Are you kidding me? Why are you working on me again? Why would you do this? Well, let's buy some medicine, cure up our affliction, since somehow we got sick. These things happen. Someone else has fallen. Victor, no. I'm so sorry. Okay. Supplies are low. Well, I'm going to send Rose first, so that we have someone who can fight a little bit. And then, after that, we'll pay money. Victor, you're wounded. We're gonna fix you up. Okay, we translated this book, The Rose of Hypatia. Saint Nympha is described as not born, but cultivated. The sentience that became the saint, Hypatia, indicates inhabited a sinner's corpse in order to enable that sinner's redemption. Alright, interesting. We'll read that. Boy, I hope Rose gets there in time before we're, like, broke and have to leave. But if that's the case, that's okay as well. Because we'll just come right back. Yeah, they're like, let's run away. We got Mystique. We can try again when the dust settles. So, disaster struck. At least Slee didn't die again. Slee's already been wounded. So when we come... Oh, Dread? Cool. Alright, well, we're gonna trap that. I'm not a Dread kind of guy. Oh, well. Go buy some books in the meantime. The bookstore is so exploitable with this kind of money. And the money keeps flowing in. She's like, I don't know what to do with that money. We don't know how to buy anything from her. Maybe it's using some of this stuff. Like, come on. Well, we'll test some more things. It's okay. Whatever it is, we're gonna figure it out. Till then, let's trap a little Dread. It's an edge Dread. Who do we want to bring on? I don't know, Pope Clifton looks kind of serious. But so does Porter? I don't know. We're gonna go with Mr. Clifton. Fine, can I have one of these? Let's get him involved. Hopefully that doesn't give me notoriety during this whole debacle. That might have been erroneous on my part. I'm just trying to trap the dread. Alright, we did find a book. The Orchid Transfigurations, a 16th century alchemical fever dream, attributed to Robert Flood, frequently banned for the disturbing allure of its illustrations. This is in the original Latin. Well, we can translate Latin. I'd rather wait for this to be done before we go back into crime right now. But let's take this opportunity to just buy tons of books. Because now with this proccing right then, it's like that's too much crime. Okay, we got the health dealt with. We read the Rose of Hypatia. Not all the dead enter the mansus by the winter door. Not all the dead enter the mansus at all. Words that walk. Okay. Alright, a little heart lore. Not a bad pickup. This thing we can translate from Latin, which we should work on now. That book we just picked up, we're going to take a look at. This thing is ominous. Alright, what do you do? Ooh, he's Lantern! He's Lantern! How cool is that? We'll put him up front. That means I'm about to just upgrade him. Well, I think I need like a dread or something to trap in order to really do it. Why can't I stack this to 3? Like, no, they only stack to 2. Fine. We'll leave talk open for now. Unless we want to try this. I talked to her about bronze spatula. Will that do anything for you? Feel like maybe she likes that. Cool, it grabbed Mystique again, because there shouldn't be anything evil to get. Collection of poetry, we have a bunch of these. Boring. Let's keep shopping. Got the money for it. Exotic cravings, fine, it's gonna grab our thing. Gonna grab our victory condition, I believe. Back to the day job. Keep that grind up. Okay, no worries there. If that gives us restlessness, that's something that we can trap. It did. And that's gonna allow us to bring our boy up to speed. Turn our new guy into a disciple. Hey, the first volume of a compilation of quasi-Rosicrucian allegories, supposedly by Robert Flood. This is a later English translation. Well, let's read about it. What about it? The illustrations are certainly striking. They flush the skin and glow beneath the eyelids after the book is closed. Cool. Let's read it. This could be something. What did I get? Wow, a censored book? Alright. Willis Ford describes the War of the Rhodes, an event in history other than our own. Okay. In detail. Cool. But numerous pages have been removed. The name of the publisher is blacked out, and an ominous slip stapled to the cover explains that Willis Ford has been excised. What? Well, we don't have to translate this book. We should be ready to go with it. I'm waiting for the crime to go away, so this is a perfect time to just be like, while we got the heat on us, we're just going to be shopping. We're just a regular cultist shopping at a bookstore, and he doesn't have to, the policeman doesn't have to worry about what we're doing. She's like, I don't know what to do with this bronze spatula. We don't know how to ask her to train me, okay? We are stumped. I want you to study, I want you to teach me a thing. How do you tutor me? Well, if you know, comment below. No, I'll have to look it up. That's okay. but I am stumped. So, on that note, we will try to get Pope upgraded here, make him a believer. He will be promoted, so maybe we don't do him just yet. We can use the restlessness to promote someone else from a different thing. Like a chalice person? Somehow think that that's going to be helpful. We don't have chalice. But we could also, like, get another edge guy. Let's get another edge, because we need that to kill the thing. Got nothing to say, but hey, why isn't that enough? I don't understand. You want to know why? Because... not enough? Because he needs to be he's hurt, he's wounded, so he can't do that yet. So someone else will have to be upgraded first. We'll get him healed in a moment. He got hurt during the whole debacle. I'm a little bit interested in this chalice. I feel like chalice does things. And we don't have a level 5 chalice believer right now. Grab the unmerciful mantra, and then this restlessness puts it over by trapping this. It gives us something to use a normally negative card into something positive. So Renitra, why don't you become a little bit bigger? A little better at doing your cult business. Cool, he's now run out of crime to find. As long as something bad doesn't spawn out of this. Ah, the humors of a gentleman. Samuel Savage's satirical comedy on the intrigues of the ailing but cunning John Son, his mistress Mevalian, her lover Leo, and the upstart Corvino. Okay. Oh, it's a comedy. You can read this. The book is yellow, so I'm a little interested. Sometimes that can mean lantern, but it can also mean all sorts of stuff. Don't judge a book by its cover in this game. Let's just keep shopping for books while we're waiting for the heat to die down. And look, because we trapped that restlessness, we've evaded this dread. Good. Plenty of money rolling in. Even with us spending a bunch, we're still coming out ahead. So what happened from reading this volume of Orca Transfigurations? We must devour to be devoured. We cannot undevoured. We cannot be undevoured as we cannot be unborn. Interesting. Aha. A second red secret. I may want to upgrade these into something better. I just don't know what it's going to cost me to do so. I might just go right for that, see if I can upgrade these two. Succulent lore. Certain words beg to be spoken. It is tempting to spend time in their consideration. Tempting and perhaps useful. Let's try it. What do we got here? A lucid book which outlines careful path through the thickets of a vast and complicated language. Will this teach us Sanskrit without having to mess around with what's-her-face? Let's do that, because she's just refusing to teach us that. Well, because what do we know? I think it's actually a really good time with this. I'm assuming this is about to just decay, and he won't be able to figure anything out from it. So, but we do need to cure the injury of the person, so I'm actually going to keep book shopping for now. Okay. Rhaenyra is now a disciple. Good. Put her up with the other disciples. And let's go ahead and cure that injury for Victor. A little bit of cash. We're sorry that you got killed by a snake. Alright, he found the evidence, but he doesn't have anything to do with it. He never found any notoriety. He's just grabbing the evidence and he's just gonna, like, look at it and do nothing, is what I'm assuming. Oh, that was the last book? I'm moving on, Miss Moreland informs you. My stock is largely exhausted, and the Suppression Bureau taking an interest, so it's goodbye? What? This last book is nonsense, but I've tucked some interesting papers into the back. As a thanks for your custom? Are you kidding me? Something deep mysteries something? What? She gave us a crazy book? We're gonna read that before this episode is over. A dreadful souffle of half-digested rumor about the secret worlds and the irrelevance of contemporary morality, including a catalog of unlikely and probably invented debaucheries. If I've bought this from a shop, it probably means there's nothing else of interest left in stock. No! How do I repair this place? This used to be the address of Moreland's, the book dealer, but now I have to look elsewhere for knowledge? What? They closed on me? I ran them out of town? Can you believe this? Well, I'm disappointed. We're going to leave our Explorer open for a second. Fleeting Reminiscence, yeah. Exotic Cravings, yeah. We're going to be restless, that's fine. They got nothing with the evidence. I'm safe for now, the adversary's not any evidence. All he found was mystique. So he just ran around in circles and couldn't do anything about us. And that's what we want. And once this place gets cured up, we're going to be able to send him in. Alright, so it's a puzzle. Provide a glimmering or use a sanctuary. This is our puzzle to get through this. Well, I have a glimmering from stuff. So let's solve that puzzle. What did you give me here? Restlessness, yay. Well, I'm going to spend that on upgrading someone. Maybe I'll upgrade that edge guy, and we'll just be like, look, we have tons of edge. And that seems good, because we need massive edge to beat the bad man. Victor's been healed. He learned a little winter because he died and came back. Well, let's turn you into a disciple, buddy. That unmerciful mantra, he's like, I'm not quite there yet. And now he's going to be, this trapping puts us up to high enough lantern to bring him in, and that will give us another big old edge guy. What kind of injury did he sustain? An old wound. 3 scars of the same type will kill a mortal. Well, we won't want that. Sorry that everybody got their butt kicked by a snake. That's Cultist Simulator for you. And look, we even had like a high chance to win, and it meant nothing. Fascination, not concerned. Okay. Little lore upgrade still going on. We're waiting on that Explorer because we want this guy to be ready to go. So he is. Welcome aboard. Well, welcome to the promotion, Victor. You're now at 5 edge. Excessive quantities of edge, and we are going after that snake. It's time. Bring the snake down. With Victor and Rose are going to try to kill the thing with 12 edge. They're ready to rock. Money. Keep that working. Okay, we've got this Mega Legion incantation, the Great Mother Remembers. It's a level 4 chalice. And now it's time to read that weird book. That final book, the something deep mysteries. There's something in this book for you. It's like, I can't study it? Why can't I read this book? Like, no, you can't read that. Wow. So it's like a fun book. It does nothing. Just a book. Like, you can't read this. This book was a joke, sir. What? Well, we can read the journal of Alessandro Lacroce. Prince Alessandro Lacroce spent years in secret study of the tablets taken from the Fucine marshes in central Italy. His work will allow you to decipher Fucine text. Well, that's kind of cool. We don't know how to do that yet. I kind of wanted to get the thing that was going to teach us how to learn Sanskrit. We're going to do that instead. Improve my Sanskrit. Because, I mean, Amavasya did not teach us it. He did not help. Cravings, no problem. That's actually going to give us something. It's going to give us that restlessness that we need to do the next big upgrade of a person. Yep, we're just going to keep using that as a trapping to just sort of take advantage of being restless all the time. And we're going to trap it right away. Now we have Forge. We have this. We want that other lantern guy. We want Clifton to get upgraded here. Actually, he doesn't even need, because he already has the 2. So it's like, we'll just wait and do him a little bit later without a trapping. You know, one thing we don't have is a level 5 moth person. And it could be that Sylvia or Isbeth. Isbeth's been with us a long time. Why don't we just let her use the trapping and get her up to speed. More disciples is really just going to help us in the long run. Okay, well, I've already given you plenty of funds, so you don't need to do that. Fleeting reminiscence. Our strength is matchless. The serpent is a powerful foe, but is nothing before us. I'm coming at you with 12 edge. I'm expecting that to die. Alright, did I learn Sanskrit? I did. Well, that book worked. And there was some other thing that was in Sanskrit that we couldn't read before. We were stuck behind. Flayed Tantra. Kind of like that. We wanted to read this. It doesn't even look like a book. It's like a strange, just piece of parchment. So let's translate it. Now that we speak Sanskrit, or can read it, keep that day job going. The serpent rolls and roars. Its death throes shake the earth, but it's dying and we will pass. Cool. Well, these 2 killed the serpent. That's all we can ask for. Look, I don't like this. I'm just going to put this somewhere away because it's just bothering me. Okay. Isbeth is now a disciple. Thank you for coming on over. We'll just take Cliff, upgrade him now with no trapping. I don't know what we need to trap. Anything worth trapping? No. Just make him a believer, just so we have more. That'll give us tons of lantern guys. Okay, the treasure is coming! Yay! So we killed the snake. We got revenge on the snake. This thing should be ready now. We now understand this. It's translated. This with our other languages. Let's just read it. Peel was numbered among the great hooded princes, but it breaks with its brethren and followed the Thunderskin in the endless dance. I wonder what all that means. Let's read it to find out. Okay. I work at Glover to Glover. Every day I work there. 7 days a week. Until we decide to kill the annoyance, which I'm just about ready to do. Once this policeman's evidence is decayed. Watch, it will spawn right before this thing's over, and then he'll grab the notoriety I get from clearing this out. Pope is a disciple. So we're a lantern all over the place. leave our talk open for now. Not concerned about this dread. See if we got it. There it is. Got the Course of the Heart proc from it. We won. Okay, the chapel route. The chapel crypt is flooded, and the water soupy with old corpse matter. But at last we bring up a wax-sealed coffer. 18th century? No older than that. Let's see what's within. Well, it looks like it's stuffed with books and stuff. First things first, we have those indignities perpetrated by the deceitful fraternity of Oblevates. Okay. A Latin book. We'll read that later. Witch Kiss to Oil. Wow. It's a ingredient? It's a potion with very high heart. And worth a lot. We'll put it with our other items. Orchid Transfigurations. We already read this book. Doesn't hurt to get the same lore again. Victor 1. Rose 1. They're like, we didn't even need to bring all that extra money. So let's just organize these so we have our edge guys next to each other ready to roll. They're like, yeah, we brought the money back. Do you think, they could have pocketed it? They chose not to. Alright, here's your notoriety. Don't grab it, sir. Well, we'll have to find out in the next episode whether or not the guy grabs that notoriety, upgrades the evidence right before it wears off. Because I feel that we've accomplished quite a bit. So I appreciate everyone for sticking around and watching this slightly longer episode. One of these days we're going to beat Cultist Simulator. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Goodbye.